Okay, hello. Today we're going to be starting a new series alongside all of my tutorial stuff. Where it's sort of less serious, we're just going to be talking about what I'm doing on the drums, and I'm going to give you sort of updates on what I'm doing. So, exciting news, as you can see, is that new cymbals have arrived. I did do a whole video on my cymbals last year, so I thought I'd sort of bring these ones out to show you what they're all about. So, if I'm right, they're around 1955. Zildjian small stamps. So this is the top here. Obviously I've left the clutch on, so I can't be able to take it on and off again. So this top one is 794 grams. And the bottom being obviously slightly heavier. So I have seen them, you do see a lot of hi-hats where the bottom is significantly heavier. This one is only slightly heavier. So if the top was it 794 grams, this bottom one is 832. So just marginally heavier. These are in pretty good conditioning. What you got to look out for, if I can get the camera to catch it, is around the edge. If they've been used loads, these old ones tend to lose their lathing. So I can't really see that there's much going on this one. So I feel like they're in pretty good condition. Another thing to look out for is if you're buying really old cymbals, so Zildjian, those Zildjian Ks, the old Zildjian Ks from the 40s and the 50s, sometimes their drill holes here, trying to see you through there, are sometimes too small to fit on your hi-hat, so in which case, yeah, you're going to have to either get a new stand or a new clutch or something like that. That was something that I was a little bit worried about. So price-wise, I'm going to have to try and remember now. I believe I paid a total of £270 for these. They did come from the States, so I was a little bit worried about tax, but on further investigation the tax was included in the shipping, so end of the day it wasn't too bad of a price. It was sort of a mid-range price for ones I've seen of these. First things that I've noticed playing them is they're super light. Obviously they're very light cymbals. They sound amazing when you play really fast jazz, and sound even better when it's really slow as well. And they've got, yeah, just an unreal, you know, sort of like vintage sound that I really was looking for to sort of pair with my Istanbul Agop special edition. So yeah, that's where we've got to so far with the cymbals. So as I talk a lot about what they are good at, I have to also talk about what they're not good at. Obviously because they're really light cymbals, they're obviously not going to be good for all of your sort of rock, your like heavy rock stuff, and they may get drowned out a little bit. But I feel like the articulation that I'm getting on them is definitely worth it because I'm mainly a jazz player anyway. So I feel like that doesn't really affect me, and it's kind of good for that rock that I like, sort of like the Bonham stuff, him on Led Zeppelin. It works perfectly for those. I mean, the difference between these, the old Zildjians, and let me grab these, and these, I mean the ones that came in my kit. See, these are just like the Pearl hi-hats that came with my Pearl Roadshow. These have been annihilated over like 6.5 years. You can see the lathing's really going on these, and they're like, it's like playing tin basically. I actually don't have a stick lying around, but compared to that is just, it's so beautiful, to be fair. I was very excited when they arrived. Sound wise, I don't think I can do them justice today, so I'm actually going to drop a full maybe 5-6 minute video of just these guys getting played in all the different styles that I can think of in the next coming days. Or you can check them out when I'm live, so that's every day. You can come visit me and see how they sound. Next up, I wanted to talk about, I got a comment on my live recently about how I section my time, like section up my time when I'm playing drums. And it's tricky because a lot of my practice time isn't actually spent on the kit. So when I'm live, that's the only time I get to practice on my kit, so those sort of daily half-an-hour lives. That's all the practice I get on my kits, and most of the other time is spent on the practice pad. So I'm going to find you a quick section of all the stuff that I tend to practice when I'm on my pad. So yeah, let's do it. Okay, so let's talk on the kit first. So as I'm a jazz drummer, I like to sort of section my time up between comping on this band, or just comping in generally, and soloing. So my favourite book ever for comping is this one. I mean, probably a lot of you know what that is. So it's The Art of Bop by John Riley, and there's some unbelievable comping examples in here. So just the ones labelled, comp example 1, 2, 3, and then this is my all-time favourite page. I don't know take a screenshot of that if you want. That's an unbelievable page of drumming. It's loads of triplet ideas between the hands and the feet. Yeah, there's some really tricky ideas. You can spend like months on that page alone. In terms of soloing, I find the best way to learn solos is to pick a sort of legendary one from back in the day, Philly Joe, Max Roach, Elvin Jones, that sort of thing, and try and sort of listen to it and try and do it yourself. Don't worry too much about the stickings, I feel. I feel like some of the ones it's hard to know what they were playing because one, the mic quality, and there's not many videos of them doing it. So recently I just learned the Billy Boy trades. If you watch my lives, you know I've been doing that for a while. And the one I'm trying to do at the moment is The Hound by Max Roach. So that's a really, really tricky one. So yeah, in terms of on the kit, I'm either playing a solo, trying to learn it, or I'm comping using those examples there, or an example I've seen online. Okay, next up, as we can see, the stuff I have much more time for now that I've finished with my stupid A-level exams is that you can practice a lot just on a practice pad. So, what do I get up to on a practice pad? I mainly split it into molar, singles, doubles, and playing solos. So, molar being exercises like working on my fours, really making sure that elbow comes out and getting the flick. Something I got told recently which kind of interested me was I always thought about tightness as being in sort of your wrists and your elbows being really tight when you're playing. Someone mentioned to me that my shoulder was quite, my shoulder was quite tight, and yeah, I really thought about that, and I've been trying to stay really relaxed through my shoulders while I've been playing my pad recently. Next up, I don't think I mentioned that actually, rudiments. So here are my rudiments, I've got them printed out. I would recommend getting at least a little double A4 prints out of all your rudiments. Making sure that I really know them, making sure that I'm comfortable playing them fast, slow, make sure my technique's right when I'm playing them as well. Next up, I talked about soloing. So this is my favourite solo book. Shout out to Aaron for recommending this one to me. I mean, I've only worked through the first 20 solos, so they're all rudiment-based solos by Charlie Wilcoxon. Really big with the sort of old-timer drummers. And yeah, they're really great. Honestly, I'd recommend this book a lot. What else did we talk about? Singles and doubles. Yeah, so I spend a lot of time, when I have the time, just really working on my singles stamina. So going like this for as long as possible until I burn out, making sure, again, to stay loose through the shoulders and elbows and wrists. And then doubles. I've got loads of videos out there for doubles exercises, but stuff like going from really slow to really fast, obviously with both hands. My setup right now isn't great. I should have a little stand here really, but going like, if you can hear that, I'm not sure you can see it, but yeah, when I have the time, I do try and work on all the boring stuff on the pad, so that when I get in the kit, I get to play all the fun stuff, if that makes sense. Okay, I'm not sure even I am sure how I'm structuring this video, but I thought I'd finish it off with a little tour of what's going on with the kit and what I'm looking to improve at the moment. So, we've got the usual, we've got the cymbal, the big boy, the main boy, the Istanbul Agop Special Edition Jazz Ride. We've got the new cymbals here. Definitely needing to upgrade this hi-hat stand. As you can see, I'm not sure you can see, that is coming up every time I pull that up. But then when I go to chick the hi-hat, that's as low as they're going. So that's definitely going to need something to fix. If you know how to fix that, please comment that down below, because I've been looking for that. The snare and the toms have not been changed since I got the kit, along with the kick drum. Another thing that is very messed up is this pedal, is that this thing is, yeah, it's actually messed up. You see how much that's moving, and yeah, I need a new pedal. That's the next thing I'll be getting on this kit, is a new pedal. In terms of the heads, they're all looking pretty clean right now, so I'm not sure they're going to need a change. One thing that is going to need changing though is this. So the snare wire sort of adjuster, the toppers come off and won't go back on. And that boy, if you can focus in, I'm not sure you're going to, but yeah, that's going to not be able to really adjust the tension of my snare wires, which is not ideal. So yeah, that's sort of where the kit's at the moment, and sort of for now, until I go away, it's going to stay like that. Oh yeah, one last thing is that to my terrible old pearl cymbal, I've added this. It's actually a plug hole wire, and it kind of acts as like a rivets to give you that more of like a sizzle on the ride. So yeah, I thought that was a pretty cool addition to the kit. So that's where we're at the moment. Okay, so that's all that I can think that we can do today. If you are enjoying this different type of sort of format in terms of the less sort of educational type of videos, do let me know down below. Check out the other videos, like, sub if you can be bothered, and yeah, have a good rest of your day. Have a good one.